Valorant's dying. You guys are probably gonna be like, wait, but the numbers look okay. Like, they got a consistent player base, they got new players coming in, they're making lots of money, and yeah, sure they do, but I think the game is slowly cannibalizing itself. Now, a lot of the things I'm going to talk about probably seem very personal. They're going to be like, oh, but that's just you. But honestly, I've watched so many videos of like other content creators quitting Valorant or talking about the issues with Valorant currently. And that makes me think that maybe some of these things aren't just me, but more of like a consistent issue in Valorant itself. Valorant is a competitive FPS shooter, so let's start with the most obvious one. What is wrong with ranked? Don't get me wrong, I think generally speaking, ranked is actually pretty decent in Valorant, but I think there's a few very big issues that make it bad, which aren't always necessarily Riot's fault. They're sometimes also just the community's fault and the player base's fault, but Riot is indirectly responsible for them as well. Now, I'm not a high elo player, so my rank is like relatively shit, let's say it like that, but I still want to climb. No, it's a competitive game. I want to be competitive. I want to climb the ranks. And after a hard rank reset, if you're down, let's say in my example, I peaked diamond. I'm always a consistent plat 3, diamond 1 player when I was actively playing the game. Then rank reset hit, you get gold. That's okay with me. That's fine. I can climb usually. But lately, I can't climb. It is impossible for me to get out of this rank. And there are several factors that go into this. First of all, MMR. I know MMR, there's a reason for it, and I don't think MMR in itself is like a bad concept. I think it's okay, it can work, but the issue for me is right now that I gain virtually 0 RR. And like, sure, you're gonna say, oh, but if you're in that rank, then you're supposed to be in that rank, you know? But I literally only solo queue, and it is impossible for me to climb out of gold at the moment as an ex-diamond player, which honestly, okay, I'm a little bit out of practice, sure, but I'm gonna show you guys what most of my games look like, and sometimes this is just not your fault, and it makes it really difficult. And I just wanna put this out here because people are gonna be like, yeah, you deserve the rank, you know, you're in and stuff like that. I have a second account that is a Stagnant, and sometimes there's like a stray immortal in there as well, and I perform better in those lobbies than I do in these gold lobbies because it's just simply, I don't know if it's like a main account curse, but I swear every game I have on my main account is actually just like the worst of Valorant players put together. So it's impossible for me to get anywhere because I match MVP, I gain like 14. And obviously if I lose a game, because like Riot thinks I should be higher ranked, so if I lose that game, because like I have someone going AFK again, or I have someone actively throwing my game, which like happens, that's not me making it up, it happens super often, then I just like I lose a lot more than I could gain by doing well in a game. So that system kind of makes it impossible because your MMR doesn't really get reset, at least for me, especially if you play very little games. The MMR is just like, it's just always there looming in the background, and it's gonna make it impossible for you to climb, especially in solo queue. Which actually leads me to my second point, which is very close connected. I think RR gains need to be generally changed. I think the way you gain RR right now is very counterproductive and not really helping at all. And like, maybe this is also like different for like higher elo and lower elo, but I've seen higher elo players, like immortal players, who get like 40 bombs and then they get 30 RR for that, which is like, okay, obviously you don't want to go straight from immortal to radiant, and I know the RR game is a bit different in higher ranks, but that still seems like very little. Most of this is just about the RR thing, and I know it's gonna be like, it's gonna sound whiny, but I just think there's a big flaw in the system of how they set up climbing ranks in Valorant now. And I think that's only like gotten worse over the last few years. But honestly, I don't think it's fair if I have to lose 28 RR or something for a 4v5 game because my teammate decided in round 2 he wanted to FF and he didn't want to play the game anymore because we lost 2 rounds. We lost a pistol and a bonus round, and that was it for him. He was not going to play the game anymore. So now I have to fight a 4v5 with my teammates, or I FF it and I still lose 27. Or like, I don't know, 23, I don't know, God bless. It's gonna be a lot of RR lost, and there's no, you know, like the way they have it in like League of Legends, where like if you have an AFK and like they detect it as AFK for a little bit, you can vote for surrender and you get less LP loss. Like I think, for example, in like League, I might lose for like a normal game like 20 LP, 24, I don't know, depends. And then like if someone's AFK on my team, I only lose 12, which I think is very fair, because like, I mean, it's not my fault they go AFK, and like if I lose like the full RR for that, or like LP in that sense, that's just like kind of make it very frustrating to attempt to climb a rank, because like that is not your fault, you know, like it has nothing to do with your skill, it's just like unfortunate luck with teammates, and then like you get screwed over by it. So I think that should be introduced into Valorant for sure. One thing I will give Riot credit for, in my time that I played the game, I played for like about 3 years, but as I said, like after 2 years, I basically quit and only jumped on every few weeks and then like played for a little bit. And especially the last few months, it's been maybe like 3 games every 2 weeks or something that I've played. So like I can't really say too much, but actually I think there isn't too many cheaters in Valorant. I think they found a good system now with the like, you know, if you had a cheater, you get like some AR back. Like, but the only issue I have with that is that like your time is still gone, you know, like you maybe, I've played against a cheater like once or twice where I knew it was a cheater, obviously. There's probably more times, but I didn't know back then. But you know, most of the time I play against cheaters, I haven't really had one of those that just ace you every round. It's been like, damn, they hit some crazy shots, but if you 5-man swing main, you can still kill them. So like, I've had games where I played it like, I don't know, we ended up losing like 8 and 13 or something like that. So like we still played the game and we still time invested. It was still, you know, time spent playing the game, and I'm not getting that time back. I think maybe it's better, instead of doing the afterwards refund, it's definitely better to like stop the cheating from happening beforehand, but I know that can be difficult. That being said, as far as I'm concerned, the Valorant anti-cheat system and like League of Legends anti-cheat system is like one of the most, you know, in your PC. So I don't really know how they're still missing those cheaters, but sure. So yeah, I think the AR system is a bit fucked up. I think it's very difficult. I find it very difficult to climb as a solo queue player who doesn't want to grind, who just wants to play like a few games every now and then. I find it very difficult because the MMR just kind of keeps you stuck in your rank, which like maybe isn't your rank, but after the hard reset, it's just very frustrating sometimes. And I just think they should change like the AR gain system. When AFKs are there, make the AR loss way less. If you perform really well as like a support role, I still think you should like, that should be a bit more taken into account, I think. Now for the ranked environment in general, which is like why I think the AR thing is like a big thing, because the player base sucks ass. I'm sorry, the player base is really bad. That includes me because I can't enjoy the game anymore, so I'm usually very tilted, but I'm a person, maybe, you know, I think I'm better than you guys. I honestly think I'm better than you guys. Maybe this is because like, maybe a little backstory about me. I've not been gaming for a long time. I've always been very interested in video games. I used to watch Let's Plays and stuff when I grew up, like all day, every day, but I didn't have a PC, I didn't have a laptop, I didn't have any console, because like that just wasn't a thing in our household. So I didn't have that until COVID, when I got my sister's laptop for homeschool purposes, and I reused it for like playing Valorant or like Minecraft. That was the 2 first games I ever played. So my first experience playing Valorant was on a laptop with like 15 FPS max, and it was the coolest thing ever. It was the coolest thing ever. I was so hyped. I was playing it every evening, and I was like, I was so cool. I still remember my first ace, you know. I have a connection to this game, so like, I don't want you guys to think that I'm just like shit talking it, but I actually genuinely used to only play Valorant and used to be my favorite game ever, but it's just the way it's like moving right now, it's not very fun anymore. But yeah, that used to be my favorite thing, and like, I've never in my entire life since doing that then like shit talked someone. I've been like, yeah, sure, like, damn, next time can you swing with me, or like, why are you sitting main, like stuff like that. But I've never been like, I've never felt the need to insult someone over a video game and like actively go into voice chat and be like, bro, you suck as so ass, and like insult their entire bloodline. I've never felt like that. So if you do that, damn, that's a lot of rage, man. You should probably touch some grass, but it happens in Valorant all the time. And I've said this, I actually started League of Legends only a year ago because I needed a break from Valorant and I couldn't do it anymore, and I wanted another competitive game I could play. So started League, and I was warned beforehand that obviously League of Legends, you know, super toxic game, and like, I should not play it. But I decided to play it, and I've quickly found out that I personally believe that League is a lot less toxic than Valorant. And I mean that in like, not a, oh, less people throw games waste, or like less people go AFK after having like a temper tantrum or something. No, I mean that in an, it is less annoying to you, because having like voice chat is just, dude, in Valorant you constantly have to listen to your teammates either being fucking dead inside, like literally, I swear every second game I play I have someone in my ear going like, yo guys, can we have F? Can we just go GG next? Like, they're actively sucking like the fucking life force, like will to live out of me as well, by like, you can tell they're actually like, they have no joy. And it's so, like, I hate hearing that, you know, if someone in League types like, yo, can we have FGG go next? That it's like a small message, you know, it's like, I don't give a shit. But actually hearing people's voice so void of emotion, that's crazy. That is crazy. And then like, that's either that, or you have like 12-year-old children going off in your ear about 6, 7 or whatever the fuck the youth is talking about now. But yeah, it's extremely frustrating to have a voice chat like that, and I don't know if that's just me. I report everybody. I really don't give a shit. You guys can call me like a whatever, a teacher's pet or something like that. I really don't care if you have to be toxic in a video game. Like, I'm not gonna report you if you criticize me, but if you say like slurs and stuff, I'm gonna report you. I don't give a shit. I'm also gonna report you if you stand AFK in spawn. I don't care, because I think like there should be repercussions for people who are kind of ruining the game. That being said, I don't think there is a lot of repercussions. I always get like, oh yeah, we received your feedback and we found you were right and stuff like that. But I honestly don't really know what Valorant is actually doing. Because besides the cheater thing where you get some IR back, I've never seen like what they actually do. I guess you get like a Q dodge, like a Q timer the next time you do like Q up, but I don't know. I don't think it's really working, because every second game is like this for me nowadays. Like, you know, I really don't give a shit. Like, I'm someone, like, I go for a knife kill for the fun of it. I don't care. If it's ranked, if you want to go for a knife kill, I don't care. If you flash yourself as Sky being last one alive, damn, happens to the best of us, you know? But, like, you know, I don't take rank that seriously, because, like, I can't climb anyways at the moment, but, like, I don't take it that seriously. But it's still frustrating when you see someone actively throw your game. And I'm speaking like running away from a spike that you can defuse for like no fucking reason at all. Are you serious? Why is this the teams I have to deal with, guys? Why is this the teams I have to deal with? Explain. Why? Why? Why queue up a rank game if you don't want to play it? That's just like, that's a little frustrating, because it is still a competitive game where I don't really care about the rank. I would still like to see my teammates at least try. Like, I really can't get mad if we're like getting absolutely bested by like a fucking 30-2 Reyna on the enemy team, man. It happens. You have an occasional smurf. I'm fine with that, but people actively not wanting to win games anymore is very frustrating, and like just ruins the competitive mindset, because every game I go into, I'm less concerned about winning like against the enemy team. I'm more concerned about keeping my team sane and like not wanting, like not having them crash out round 2 and wanting to FF like after it's like 0-1. That's like literally, I feel like sometimes I'm like a kindergarten teacher, making sure that the little fucking children aren't like whining and bitching like round 3, like, oh my god, it's just unwinnable. Okay, maybe, hear me out, maybe it's because I'm a Fnatic fan and like I'm used to some kind of comebacks, but call me crazy, I think a 0-3 game is still winnable. Call me crazy, man. I think that's still a winnable game, though. A lot of those maps are very attack-sided, very defense-sided. Like, you start on attack, sometimes on a defense-sided map, and then, like, you go to defense, and you win every single round after that. It's possible, man. Like, I'm not... If it's not, like, a cheat or something, bro, we're 3 rounds into the game, man. It's winnable. We've literally had 1 gun round. Okay, we lost it. Damn, it happens. It happens. But it's, like... There's no competitive spirit anymore in the community, I think. There's something sassy. Why the fuck are we 3 rounds into a game? My Sage is already saying GG. Get some mental, bro. Yeah, now Sage goes AFK because bro doesn't want to play the game, guys. God bless. You know who's gonna lose 30 AR for that? Me. Because there's no AR reduction. So I'm gonna lose 30 AR because my Sage decided in round 2 this game was unwinnable and bro wasn't gonna play it anymore. A 1-11 Reyna is gonna win the game. Awesome. God bless. Glad they get to rank up. Well, I have to play with the AFKs, bro. It's not even buy. This is what my games are like, bro. Wish I could be a 1-11 fucking Reyna, still winning a game, but instead I got the AFK Sage. It's not even buying on fucking last round, bro. And this is the 3rd game. I played 3 games today, and all 3 were like this. Now Riot Games, tell me why the fuck I should play your dumb fuck game still. There's nothing else you could do. You just have to go through that. 2 people just sitting in spawn there? I mean, sure. By the way, the KO is typing in chat. He's typing in chat. He's just standing in spawn, AFK, to type in chat with a full fucking Vandal, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, they're genuinely playing AFK Simulator. Why are you playing AFK Simulator?
And this is where I'm gonna say Riot is not fully responsible for that spirit dying, but I think Riot plays a big part into it, which leads me to my second point. There's just no incentive. There's no incentive. Why do you play ranked? As I said already, it's very difficult to climb nowadays. Sometimes you get really shitty MMR, and then like you play a little bit, you reach a cool new rank, perfect, then you get a hard rank reset, you start from the bottom again, but your MMR keeps getting fucked up, and at a certain point it's just impossible for you to kind of climb. But like, even if you try hard to climb, what's there, like why? Okay, you get to flex your mortar rank, that's really cool. You do that the first time, maybe the second time it feels cool, the third time you do it, you're like, damn, okay, what now? You have 3 of the same gun buddies, just like with a different episode on it, they all look the same. So that's cool, no? Like that's very rewarding to play ranked for that, no? Like spend hours and hours investing like into games just for that. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just like not very motivating in my opinion. And I think Riot should either like just like gun buddies, make them cool, make them different every season. Like honestly, I can't imagine that's that difficult to do with like such a big team as Riot has. They're small gun buddies, so you don't have to change everything about them, but make them like at least look a little different. I know they look a tiny bit different, but they're still way too similar to like, you know, for it to be like relevant. Do that, I guess. I don't know. Radiance, man. It's like the highest rank in the game. What reward do you have? You have nothing besides a gun buddy. Like, cool, sick. Like, wasn't really worth it, you know what I mean? So like maybe like if you hit Radiant, bro, these are just like, I'm just throwing them out there, and I know a lot of them are maybe unrealistic, but hear me out on this, okay? Maybe you are Radiant #1. You get to choose your own title, like make your own title that only you can have, like a limited thing. Maybe the top 10 Radiants get that, I don't know. Maybe they get like a special gun buddy that like spins cool, like you don't even have to change the design, maybe just change the animation, have it be special in some sort of way. Maybe you get a cool border, like borders you get like in League of Legends. Like Riot knows how to make those things. Riot has a game that's been around for years longer than like Valorant has. They have League of Legends and they do those things in League of Legends. So I don't really understand why they're so, it seems very like lackluster the way they're treating Valorant compared to League of Legends, in my opinion. Especially like, okay, obviously I'm new to League, so everything is a bit more exciting, but there's so many cool things I get for free in League of Legends that motivate me to grind. Like also the battle passes, I get free skins and stuff, that's so cool. And like a Valorant battle pass, you get 1 skin for free, I think, right? Like the knife skin. Like, I'm not gonna say they need to change the battle pass system. I think the battle pass is fine in itself, but there's other ways you can implement rewards to players, which I think would be a lot more motivating. Like, it obviously doesn't have to be like a gun skin every time they say want to make their money. That's another point I'm going to talk about, their little gun buddy obsession, their little gun bundle obsession, making them more expensive. But there's ways to implement rewards like you do in League of Legends that make the game a lot more enjoyable. Sure, I have the excitement of still playing, relatively new to like League of Legends, so like I haven't hit like the phase of like being fatigued of playing the game for too long. But I still think I was a lot more motivated to play League of Legends because of all the rewards I got. Hex tech chests, skins, like I still have to unlock a lot of the champions and stuff. There's still a lot for me to do. And even if I had all the champions unlocked, there's still so many rewards like skins, wards, titles, banners, icons. But I still don't understand why there hasn't been any sort of reward system in like Valorant. They added the little shop now that you can buy like stickers and stuff, which I think is really cool. That was like one thing where I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. I can grind for like, I think they're called kingdom points or something, and then I can get like some rewards. That's kind of nice, you know, that's like something. But I think there's still so much like so much room left to improve and like add more things that make the game fun and enjoyable and like something to work for, that they just haven't done. They just don't do it. So yeah, that's just some of my ideas. Change the gun buddies, maybe give out like a cool title you can make yourself, add like borders, add like free skins you can unlock by playing, God bless, 20 ranked games a month, or like just 20 games in general, and then like that's rewarding. Maybe if you hit like a new peak, you get like another special thing, like, or maybe you get a second gun buddy that's like every season it changes, like it's just a hashtag #1 or something. Like, I don't know, like maybe there's gotta be something. Riot is a big thing. I think they can come up with anything that would make playing the game, grinding the game more fun, because ranked is just not, it's just not rewarding at all anymore. Now, Valorant has been out not as long as like League of Legends, but everything is the same in Valorant. There's no new content being introduced, or they used to, but they don't anymore at all. Sure, there's a new map, there's a new agent, that's it. That's literally it. They don't do anything more. There's a new, like, look at the game modes we have right now. They're basically all the same. You have unrated, you have ranked. Okay, those are the basics, normal. Then you have short unranked called like Swift Play. Then you have short unranked again, Spike Rush, with like 2 or 3 different abilities that make it a little bit different to Swift Play. But honestly speaking, those games are still, like, those game modes are still very similar to me. And I don't really find them very innovative, I guess. They don't really make a difference. Then you have deathmatch, you have team deathmatch, and you have that new game mode now coming out with like another 1v1. It's another deathmatch mode. It's just all the same in a way. I don't know if that's just like my feeling, but none of them seem interesting, you know, like the way we had interesting game modes when we had that snowball fight and stuff. Replica, Escalation, those were like a little bit of a different game mode. Now it's just, you either play deathmatch, you either play ranked, or you play unrated, short or long form. That's it, that's the game modes. I don't think there's anything interesting going on. I spent like 2 minutes thinking about it. I was like, okay, but what could they do? Because I obviously didn't want to come on here and be like, yeah, Riot, you suck ass, you know, like this is shit, fix it. I wanted to give some things. So I thought about it. You know, Halloween is coming up, October. Let's do a fucking map where like everybody's Omen flashed. Maybe even Fate ulted. Let's make it a bit scary, you know? Have everything be dark with the Omen flash, and then, I don't know, you have to play like capture the flag. There's a pumpkin hidden somewhere, and like one team has to defend the pumpkin, the other one has to get them, but everybody's Omen flash, or like, I don't know, you already have like the orbs and stuff. Maybe like a course, like, oh, you get a sky bird and you have to like hit all the ultimate orbs over a map, and whoever does it the fastest like wins, or something like that. Let's take the snowman idea back. Let's go icebox. Let's add a bunch more snowmans all over the map. We already have the graphics for the snowman. We just have to add them to a bunch of different places. Now you guys are gonna be like, oh, this is so simple. Like, I don't know anything about software, so I don't know how difficult it is, but I cannot imagine that that's so difficult to do. So like, instead of the snowball fight, you just have to find the snowman, and like the first team who gets like shoots 20 snowmen wins, but you also have something to sabotage the other team. I don't know, anything like that. Like, honestly, there's so many different ways. Have people go like crazy. Like, for example, have like, I don't know, like that's probably more difficult to code, but bring back the old cypher cam where people can like shoot with the cypher cam. Jet like have a super dash that goes like insanely fast or something. Dude, I have a map where like a fucking gecko guy, like the wingman just walks around and you have to like try to hide from the wingman. I don't know, there's other game modes you can do that don't always have to be shooting 5v5, you know what I mean? Or deathmatch like 10v10, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't always have to be a like simple shoot versus shoot kind of thing. I think that's what's ruining a little bit of the game right now. Like League of Legends, for example, I mean, for people who don't know, but League of Legends always adds like a few different game modes, and a while ago they had something completely different. They added a card game. So I mean, I think people know how League of Legends work, but I had a card game. You know what? That card game was so fucking cool, bro. I literally logged into League of Legends. That was when I was like actually a little bit like, damn, I don't know, kind of like, you know, kind of need a break from League of Legends. They added that card game. I was logged in. I would literally exclusively play that card game. It was so cool. And now obviously Valorant is a shooter, so like, how different can you can't add a card game, let's be for real. But like, I thought the same thing for League of Legends, but it worked. They made it great. It was amazing. I had so much fun playing the game. I would literally only play that. I would log in, I would play that, and then I would call it a day. But like, we don't have anything like that in Valorant. We have nothing new. Not anymore. They used to be a bit more creative with it. So I think that's another thing. It's just too much of the same slop over and over again, you know? Even the bundles. Like,
I mean, this is the type of greed they speak about in the Bible. 1 bundle, 2 bundle, 3 bundle, 4 bundles! 4 bundles! And normal stuff, and night market. This is the type of greed they speak about in the Bible, guys.
The frequency of how many bundles they publish has been absolutely insane. And like that's also like down to the fact that they're publishing a lot of 2.0 bundles, I think. Like we got Gaia 2.0, we got Riva 2.0, we got now like Prelude to Chaos 2.0, Iron 2.0. It's a bunch of 2.0, which is, I get it, they're popular things, they're popular bundles, you know, they work great. And honestly, I don't hate the bundles per se, I don't hate them. But it's once again the same stuff, basically. You know, like they're still adding new bundles as well, there's still some new stuff coming. But that's another thing that's just like the same, if that makes sense. You know, that's like, once again, showing that they're not really investing too much time into new stuff, they just kind of want to make the money and like keep you playing, I guess. Same for the champions everybody plays. Everybody plays the same champions. I don't think I've seen a fucking Brimstone in like my last 20 matches. If I don't play Brimstone, then like I don't think I've seen one. It's all Clove. Smokes, you only have Clove. You maybe sometimes have an Omen in there. That's literally the only thing. I'm sorry, but it's literally the only thing. I don't think I've seen an Astra in like probably 5 months now. Which is like, okay, sure, fine. Clove is the most, I play Clove as well. You know what, they're very fun to play. It's nice to have like the smokes after you're dead. It's a very strong thing. But it does get boring when you also only have the same 2 duelists. Now, I think with duelists, there's still like a little bit more variance, but Jedi right now, obviously the most played duelist. And you look at the Sentinels, you always have like a little bit of a meta. So you have like Eva, Killjoy, Sci-Fi, the strongest. Then we got Initiators. If someone even plays Initiator, bro, I mean, maybe that's just low elo, but I still think it's just the same slope. Every game feels the same. You know what I mean? It feels the same. And that's also, I think like another thing I thought about, which I don't know how good that's like gonna be like for the game. That might be counterproductive, I don't know. But for me, also the maps. I know there's several maps in the map pool, but somehow it still feels like I'm playing the same maps every game. Like, I don't know what it is. I've actually used to keep track, and there always used to be like 1 or 2 maps, which coincidentally used to be my favorite maps, that I would never get. Like right now, I don't know how many games I have to play Corrode and Abyss, fucking bumfuck maps. Hate those maps with a burning passion. And I still have to play them so much. And then Bind, I get like every 20th game, it feels like, you know? And like, I also think the maps, this is another thing that's personal opinion, which I really, like, generally, this is like for me, I don't really want to play Valorant for that, but I think the maps are all the same. And you guys are gonna be like, what the fuck? I know they're different from the design, but they're all very much the same right now, in my opinion. You have Corrode with a big ass like mid. You have Sunset with a big ass mid. You have Haven with a 3rd map, big ass mid. Lotus B, I mean, I guess, okay, it's not that big, like important, but it's also like a 3-side map. And then like you have Ascent, which also has a big mid. And then like, but Ascent is a bit different. And then you have Bind. And I think Bind is the only map who's currently a little bit different from the other maps. Like, all the other maps feel the same to me. And like, it just makes the game not so fun. I don't know if it helps to change the maps more often. I mean, dude, I'm stupid here. Okay, hear me out, I'm very stupid. Like, my opinion, hot take, I do not understand why we hate Breeze. I don't understand why we hate Breeze so much. Like, the map has been out for so fucking long, man. And there's just simply, we aren't bringing any new maps in here, you know, it's all the same. It feels like the same. I mean, there is new maps, yes. But like, why? Bro, I'm so bored of the map pool and I can't even exactly tell you why. I know I'm getting different map, but it just doesn't feel like it. So yeah, you have the same gems, you have the same gun skins, you have the same gun buddies, you have the same ranked rewards, you have the same maps, you have, yeah, everything's the same, man. I mean, shit, like, they add some new stuff, I have to acknowledge, obviously, like, they added an outlaw gun, they added that new rechargeable shield. That's stuff that's been added to the game to make it a bit more fun, and honestly, yeah, not a bad idea. I think I mean, it's something, sure, but I just don't really think it made that big of a difference, I guess. Probably a lot of like personal opinion in here, so you guys can definitely debate me on that in the comments, but it's just some things I've noticed basically. So here's some things that I would change. I mean, I obviously talked about some of the stuff already. Add new game modes. I brought some ideas in there. Add a Halloween game mode. Bring back fucking Christmas game mode. You have the new, like, the flex thingies, I thought they were a cool concept, but they just didn't do anything with it. To me, it really seemed they thought like, oh, cool flex, and then just left it at that. Make the cool thing, you know what? Rank reward, you get a cool flex as well. Like, do something with it. It just seems like they're not really doing anything with it. Before I forget it, you want to get new players. That's the whole point of like making a game, right? And I think it was a really bad decision to get rid of the practice thing, the practice tool in the training thing. I don't think that was smart at all, because when I started playing the game, it was my first shooter, as I said. I've never played a game like that before. And I know they changed the tutorial, and I think the tutorial is better now, for sure. But I don't think they needed to get rid of that practice thing. Because for me, for someone who's never played a game like this before, I was stressed. I did not want to fucking play like ranked or any game mode with other human people, because I knew I was ass. So I would grind that practice tool, and I would play against those bots, and I would like practice the spike plan and stuff like that. It was really cool for me. It was very exciting. It was just another thing that they got rid of, like the practice bots and stuff like that, which I don't know. I feel like that was a thing that was actually good. Valorant is just getting rid of all the fun stuff, you know what I mean? Or like, look, we have the parkour in the practice bot. Maybe they could make like make that a whole game mode or something, like for a while, you know, it doesn't always have to be forever. And like have like a parkour game mode or something. You can get on a leaderboard or something. Who's the fastest at like jumping up, getting the parkour. Make it a map thing, I guess. I don't know, like look at one of the maps, bro. You got so many maps at the moment. Do Ascent, you gotta climb up that tower or something like that. Like sure, that's a lot of like programming, but just do something, you know, just do something, anything. That's all I'm asking for. It doesn't need to be that complex. Just bring back Snowball Fight, man. You already did it once, bro. Like, you probably have the file somewhere still. Just bring it back, okay? Just anything that's not just anything, you know? I just want Riot to do anything for the game. The way they're doing in League of Legends. And maybe it seems like I'm like very much comparing to League of Legends, but it's just something I've noticed. It's the same company, and the way they treat their games, to me, just seems a lot like, you know, they're treating them a lot differently, I think. Another thing that I thought about to maybe fix, like the insta-locking thing, like for example, like that's another thing that's very annoying, especially like I solo queue only, so I'm very used to it, but having 3 people lock in duelist, you know, I fill roles. I don't mind playing like Phil, but if I see 3 people lock in duelist, nowadays I'm at a point where I kind of want to lock in the 4th one. Because like, I know those duelists, no offense against duelists, guys, it's probably just personal opinion again, but they lurk. And I'm tired of having to entry for a duelist. So then I usually lock in duelists as well, because I'm like, damn, okay, I mean, they want to play 3 duelists, might as well fuck it, play 4 duelists, you know? I mean, they don't really want to play smoke, like, you know, no moment smokes. So this is probably not going to work, and this is generally just something I came up literally when I turned on the camera today, so I did not really think this through. But also the same way in League, you can queue up roles, right? You can decide to queue up bot lane, you can decide to queue up mid lane, jungle. Maybe there is a way to implement that a bit into Valorant, so you don't have these like insta-lock duelist kind of situations anymore, because it just makes solo queue a lot unfun as well. You know, I'm starting to realize a lot of the issues come down to me playing solo queue. But you know, I'm sorry, the game should be able to be played solo queue. Maybe you can queue up, like let's say you queue up 2 roles, you say you queue up duelist, or like maybe they add the ban system, I don't know. I think there is improvement that can be made. But maybe if there's 2 duelists like locked in, you can't lock in another duelist. Like block it. Just be like, nah, you can only lock in 2 duelists. I mean, you can lock in 3 smokers, who gives a shit, but like 2 duelists and then that's it. Just say like, nah, no one else can lock in duelists. Lock all agents that are duelist related. That'd be fun. You know, make it more competitive, man. Who's the fastest insta locker? I'd be down, like honestly. Dude, I'm just like throwing out spitballs here, you know, obviously like none of this is like in a serious way, but I do believe that there's so much improvement that can be made, because I think Valorant is a great game. I like it. I've tried a lot of the other shooters, because you know, it was my first FPS, so I never got to try like all the other shooters, and then I started hating Valorant, so I was like, I like the concept of FPS games though, you know, I like the strategy, I like the 5v5 style, I like that. So I tried other shooters, I tried like Marvel, I tried Marvel Rival, CS, I did try like Apex, Overwatch, I tried those games. But none of them really hit the same for me, so I think Valorant is a great game that's like very balanced between like being a shooter but also having abilities. Sure, there's always like the meta where like all of a sudden you just have neon sliding around going crazy, and like the Tejo meta where you could just spam like the missiles and stuff. Like that happens, but I still think Valorant in itself is relatively balanced between like being a shooter game and having like a lot of abilities that you can use, which is why I enjoy the game so much, but I just can't enjoy it anymore. So I think Valorant is a great game. They just need some adjustments, and I don't think a game like this can just lay around for like 3 or 4 years that it's been out now. I don't even know. Was it released 2020 or 2021? But God bless, for the years they've had it around. They did some things, and then I think they got bored of it, or they forgot about the game and they just let it lay there. And I think that's the issue. I think that's a big part. They added a replay system now. God bless, how many years did we ask for that? Like, you know, it seems a little too late, maybe? I don't know. It's a good start, like implement some things the community asked for, but there's still so many more things they can do. And I think they can fix the game. I think they can fix it. They just gotta do something. They just gotta step up and be like, hey, we're gonna change some things. Let's talk about it. And then, like, you know, I think there's a good chance they can fix it. One more thing, which also this might be a bit more personal for me too, but lag issues, tech issues in general, Unreal Engine 5 update. I don't have the best PC, so I'm really not gonna be like out here and say like, damn, Valorant is so ass they can't even like have a proper like, you know, game. But I will say that I've had a lot of issues randomly start up after I patch. Like I updated the game and like after a new patch or something, and they also disappeared with a new patch. So it wasn't always me related, it was generally just like a Valorant issue thing. And I've seen so many people complain about the game being laggy, disconnecting you, and I know for a fact that those people have like a really expensive PC. So that's not really like a big critique point, because I know you can fuck something up in the code and stuff like that. But I've just noticed that like the quality of the game descends a little bit, like it's been descending like over the last few like years basically, and that's just something. Please fix that, right? That's just coming from me, but please fix that. I swear I had less issues on my old ass Lenovo laptop when I was playing 15 FPS than I have now on my PC. And I mean I play same settings, everything's low, I mean I have a little bit more FPS, but you guys know what I mean. So like, fix that. I had such big issues with the first Unreal Engine 5 like update. It was horrible. I'm gonna keep it for real. I could not play for a week until they had like a new patch or something. Yeah, so that was very fun. It literally glitched over my entire screen. I'm gonna like put a picture here. But yeah, fix those. I literally have randomly, I have for a week or something, it will literally just be a week, I will have such fucking lag when like the second I see an enemy, I will lag. I will have like a fucking Mount Everest on the side of my thing, just going like, damn, we're going to space, you know? And it's like, I glitch, like literally I glitch away. And it's like, damn, the second I see an enemy, bro, fix. You know what? The community needs to be fixed. I think it's not fully Riot's responsibility. I mean, you can't really always make sure that everybody behaves. It's a ranked game. There's always going to be toxic people. It's part of competitive gaming. That's understandable. But the thing that I am annoyed with playing Valorant is the lack of competitiveness. Does that make sense? Like, everybody seems extremely tired of the game. Everybody wants to have F round 3. That, as I said earlier, I spoke about this already. And I think that there's a way to fix it. As I said, add rewards, make it more competitive, fix the MMR system, fix the RR system in general. I think just rank needs a sort of rework. Or not a rework, but it needs to be, God bless, I don't know the English word, rethought. You need to rethink it, I think is how you say it. But there just needs to be like a change for it, because the way it is right now, I think it just adds to the frustration in the community, which adds to the toxicity in the community, which in turn once again makes the game more unenjoyable. So yeah, I think like rank needs to be kind of reworked in a way. Okay, that was a lot of complaining. I just like, you know, just kind of wanted to talk about it. I've talked about it a lot in my streams already. I know I'm a very small streamer, so like my issues probably like, you know, they don't really apply, but I've seen a very good video by Kyo, and it motivated me to actually finally like, you know, record a video, because I've been yapping about this for like generally like a whole year. I've been saying how shit Valorant is getting, So I'm kind of glad I'm getting some validation by other people. I mean, look at all the content creators who've stopped playing Valorant. I mean, as I said, I think there's always a big part that just plays into the fatigue. The game has been out for a while, but if you look at League of Legends, I hear so many people saying they played that game for 10 years and sure they're frustrated with it, but they're still playing the game. I can't see the same thing happening with Valorant. I cannot see someone play that game for 10 years. With the way it currently is, I don't think they're gonna stick around that long. I mean, League always adds some new things. They have different map designs for Christmas, they have Earth around, they have so many different game modes you can play that actually feel like different game modes and not just the same slop over and over again. So yeah, my whole point about this video, do something right, fix the game, change the game. We like the game, but not in the current state it is. Listen to your community. There's been so many people telling you about just listen to what your community is saying and actually make the change like we did with the replay system. This message goes out to Riot Games. If you guys are listening, just change something about the game. Anything. Leave the skin bundles. We don't need a new skin bundle every week and a half. We don't need it, especially not if it costs $100. So yeah, just change the game, do anything. I beg of you, just do anything. You know what? I don't even care. Completely overbust Neon again. Let's go sliding over the entire map. At least it's fun. Randomly buff some gun. I don't know. Fucking buff the Bucky so like long range headshots or something. God bless. I don't know. Just anything to change the current like game in some sort of way. And I'd be fine with that. Because you know what, I still like your game. I'm emotionally attached to that game because it was my first game I was obsessed with. I can't let go of the game, but I also can't play it currently, so fix it and I shall be back. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions. As I said, a lot of this is my personal opinion and I'm probably just being a little bit of a whiny baby right now. I watched the video and a lot of the points that I thought about were like also addressed by Kyo and like he addressed some other things. I can really recommend the video. But there's been so many people talking about it and I don't think it's just a me thing anymore. So I feel like some of the points I said are validated, some of them are maybe just very personal to me. But I thought I'd still bring them up. But I still love to know what you guys are thinking. Do you guys have any ideas for like cool fun game modes you could do or like something that needs to be changed? Maybe I forgot about something here. I focus more on the things that like were bothering me obviously because I just had like more examples on like how to fix it. But if you guys have any personal other issues, I love to hear them because I don't think I got like all the points. But yeah, fix the game right,